Hi, I'm Baddie Maddie, and I'm hot. And today we are looking at a very hot topic. Is America really the best country in the world? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, right. Let's take a look. Today, we need to talk about one of the greatest marketing campaigns in human history. We need to talk about a product sold under the luxury label The American Dream. But when you actually open the box, you realize it's just an American scheme. There are so many people out there still living in the illusion that the United States is the pinnacle of civilization, an economic paradise, and the only place where you can be truly successful. And honestly, I look at them and I almost feel sorry for them. Because if you look at America not like a tourist on Times Square, but like an investor analyzing the numbers, the risks, and the return on investment, you come to only one conclusion. America is no longer the best country in the world. It is an overpriced brand trading on its former glory. Angel, let's be real for a second. If we are talking about business and quality of life, we need to talk about data, not Hollywood movies. The first thing that makes America an extremely risky asset for your life is healthcare. In Europe, whether you're in Germany, Scandinavia, or even Central Europe, you treat health as a standard right. In America, health is a luxury subscription service that they can cancel at any moment. I've heard stories of people making six figures, feeling like kings of the world, and then one serious diagnosis or one car accident later, bankruptcy. In the States, the number one cause of personal bankruptcy is medical bills. Do you understand the absurdity of that, sweetie? You live in the richest country in the world, yet you're terrified to call an ambulance because the ride costs more than your first car. That isn't freedom. That is an economic hostage situation. And while we are on the subject of money, people love to flex American salaries. Oh, look, Maddie, in San Francisco, I'd be making $150,000 a year. Yes, darling, that sounds sexy on paper. But let's do a cost audit. In that same San Francisco, you are dropping 3.5 grand a month for a studio apartment where you can barely turn around. You are paying insane amounts for insurance, for food that isn't pumped full of corn syrup, and for basic services. Your disposable income, that's the money left over to actually invest and build wealth, is often lower than someone sitting in Zurich, Copenhagen, or Australia. The American dream is built on high revenue, but terrible profit margins. And as baddies, we know that in business, the only thing that matters is what you keep, not what flows through the account. Another thing that absolutely fascinates me is their obsession with work. Hustle culture. Waking up at 4 a.m., grinding for 16 hours, no vacations. Honey, that is not a flex. That is slavery with better PR. In America, there is zero federal law guaranteeing you paid vacation time. 0 days. While in Europe, we have 4 or 5 weeks to recharge, travel, and actually enjoy the money we earn. The average American is afraid to take a week off because they might be replaced. What is the point of money if you have no time to spend it? Wealth isn't just a number in a bank app. Wealth is time freedom. And America sold that to corporations in exchange for the illusion of a career ladder. Let's go deeper. Let's look at education. If you want to go to a university worth anything in the States, you are essentially signing a mortgage contract at 18 years old. You haven't earned a single dollar yet, and you already owe the bank 1 or 200,000. Student loans are a $1 trillion bubble. Imagine starting your adult life with a ball and chain that you have to drag around for 20 years. That isn't a starting line, that is a handicap. In many developed nations, education is an investment the state makes in you. In America, it's a business model for banks to get you into the system of debt interest before you even realize what's happening. It is predatory, and frankly, it's disgusting. Maybe you're thinking, but Maddie, America is the land of innovation. It used to be, Angel. It used to be. But have you looked at their infrastructure lately? If you fly into New York at JFK or into Los Angeles, you feel like you've landed in a developing country in the 90s. Crumbling roads, collapsing bridges, subways where you fear for your life and which smell like desperation. Compare that to airports in Singapore, trains in Japan, or even highways in the Netherlands. America stopped investing in its future and is just squeezing its past. It's like a company that stopped innovating its product and just keeps raising the price. And we all know how those companies end up. Now, a topic that is a bit sensitive, but we aren't afraid of the truth, are we? Safety, freedom. Americans love the word freedom. They scream it on every corner. But what kind of freedom do you have if you are afraid to send your kids to school? What kind of freedom is it when you're anxious going to a movie theater or a mall? Statistically, the likelihood of you becoming a victim of violent crime in the US is multiple times higher than in any other G7 country. Being allowed to own a gun isn't freedom. Real freedom is not needing to own a gun because you live in a safe, functioning society. That is the biggest paradox. They sell you fear so they can sell you protection. There is one more crucial aspect: social mobility. The famous American dream, the idea that you can be born poor and through hard work become a billionaire. Do you know what the data says? That today, it is statistically easier to achieve the American dream in Denmark, Canada, or Sweden than in America itself. In the US, the elevator is broken. If you are born poor, you will likely die poor because the system is designed to protect old money and punish those without capital. The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide there that it's not even one country anymore. It's two different planets sharing a border. Darling, I'm not telling you this so you hate America. Hate is an emotion for amateurs. I'm telling you this so you can be smart. The world is a massive playground. Today, in the era of digital nomads, crypto, and global investing, you don't have to limit yourself to one country just because it has good marketing. If you want to build a business, look at Asia. If you want quality of life, look at Southern Europe or Scandinavia. If you want tax optimization, there are places like Dubai or Panama. America is like that popular guy from high school who was the captain of the football team. He was cool, everyone wanted him. But now, he's 40, he has a beer belly, massive debt, and he's still telling the same stories about that one touchdown he scored 20 years ago. It's time to move on. It's time to stop looking up to an idol that is falling and start looking for opportunities where they actually exist. Your financial villain era begins when you stop believing fairy tales, when you stop being loyal to systems that are not loyal to you. America doesn't need you. You don't need America. You need liquidity, safety, a functioning legal system, and freedom that isn't just on paper. So, the next time someone starts telling you about how America is number one, just give them that condescending little smile of ours. Pat them on the shoulder and say, "That's cute, honey, but I prefer reality." Be a global player. Diversify not just your portfolio, but your geography. Because betting everything on one card, especially when that card is the US dollar in American society, is a gamble that Baddie Maddie cannot afford. Invest smart, live where you are valued, and don't let them gaslight you. I'm Baddie Maddie, and this was your lesson in global reality. So, what are you going to do with this information? Will you stay a dreamer? Or will you become a strategist? The choice is yours.